Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Blue Maxima, and I'm here checking out Pocket RPG. Excuse me if I sound a little tired during this, but I've had a really long day, and yeah, I ain't got much else to say about that. I'm just going to turn that down a little. So, what is Pocket RPG? Well, there's your options right there. Useful set of options there. Pocket RPG is a mobile port made by the people who made Ravensword Shadowlands, if you know what that is. Apparently that was a really good Skyrim-style game. I think that's the word I'm looking for. But this is Pocket RPG, which is meant to be a take of Diablo. You've got challenges here. I don't think these actually do anything. These are just little things that they put in just for the hell of it. They don't give you any rewards or anything. I think some of them are tied to trophies, but yeah, I'm not 100% sure. So you choose between 3 different heroes and you take them what is on basically the same quest. There are 8 different, there are quests. There are a same journey, and you've got 8 different quests on the same journey, and you've got 3 classes: the Battle Mage, the Blade Master, and the Dark Ranger. I haven't played the Dark Ranger yet. I've only played the Battle Mage and the Blade Master, but I'm pretty sure I can see what's going on with the game with just the Battle Mage and the Blade Master. So we're going to play as the Blade Master first, and then I'll come back and play as the Battle Mage. So the idea is we go across this land and we unlock quests and stuff like that, and unfortunately you don't really get any sort of variation to choose where you can go. You just have to go to the next quest, or at least that's where I'm up to in my other game. So every time you finish a set of quests, or it's weird, they use a quest as a bunch of different levels. It's a bit odd. But every time you finish a quest, you get a bunch of ability points, or skill points, or whatever the hell they want to use them. Well, whatever the hell they want to call them. And you can use them to buy specific things. So as you can see here, we can learn things like the Ground Slam and the Power Strike. And unfortunately, they lock some of the more interesting things off to the higher quest level. So you have to beat like quest 3 or quest 4 in order to get anything that's even remotely interesting. So we're just going to buy one of these attacks. I think I'll buy this one. You can even buy more powerful strikes. God damn it. And you can buy things like more potent health potions, more gold, more items, a quicker learn, heavy gladiator armor, but screw it. Not much else we can really spend it on. So we'll just get a Ground Slam, because why not? And you can also go to the armory. Now, this game takes away all your experience and all your items. So you reset to level 1 with the default stuff that you have. Buying these items makes these more likely to pop up in chests. At least I believe that's what it does. I think that's what it said on the prompt. So you buy more items in order to try and get them in chests. And you can also get, you know, more likely buffs and such for amulets and equip items and stuff like that. So we'll just buy a couple of these. Okay then, we've spent all our gold and all our skill points, so we might as well go on here. This is the second quest. I have played through these 2 quests before with the Battle Mage, and they are pretty much exactly the same layout. There's no procedural generation or anything involved except for, say, the items. And it was a bit weird, because on the first quest, I think I got a really overpowered item somehow, just due to sheer luck, and I just blew my way through. And yeah, I think that might not be the best way to handle your item generation. But anyway, I'm going to wait for this game to decide to load. It's almost there. Alright, so we are currently the swordsman guy. So our only controls are move around and press the X button to attack. We can also do a slam, and we also improve our forward attack by holding the X button down. So the main idea of the game is thus: you wait for enemies to jump out of bloody nothing, you attack them, they either die or you have to attack them again, and that's about it. You can free people by hitting them, but they usually tell you absolutely nothing of worth. Can't talk to them while monsters are nearby, really annoyingly. The collision masks in this game are really, really strange. Sometimes you swear you're supposed to be able to hit them, but you just don't hit them. This guy does like no damage. But everything seems to have a lot less health. So, we picked up an item. So, it has minus 16% attack speed, but 15% knockback. And 2 extra physical damage, so we might as well use it. So, you have 4 different equipment slots for every character. On this guy, he probably has something like... Yeah, this guy... Everybody has a necklace and an amulet. The mage has a mana crystal and a sword... Not a sword, a staff or something? I can't remember. A scroll or a book. That's it, a scroll or a book. And these just give you basic stat boosts. You get an item every time you open a chest in this game. And you always get about 50 gold. You got explosive barrels. This guy works on a rage system over on the right there. The more he stays in battle, the more damage he does, then the faster he does the damage. On the battle mage, that's mana. And, you know, mana works about the same as it does in pretty much every game ever. We'll take it. It does more physical damage. You can also sell objects straight away just by dragging it off to the side here. You can also wait until you come across like a shopkeeper or something, but it's nothing that major. You really don't have that many options for avoiding damage, unfortunately. I mean, obviously I could be using like the really strong charge attack like every single time, but that's boring as sin. And that spoils my entire view on this game. This game is boring as sin. I mean, just look at it. I mean, at least it's technically well done. I mean, the graphics aren't that appealing. They're very generic, but at least it runs fairly well. It doesn't seem to drop that much performance. Alright, I've already equipped my cursed ring, so attack speed minus 13%, so my attack speed is terrible, so I'm going to take that off. And what's this? Physical 5, but plus 17 to criticals. I'll take that in that slot. But it runs okay. That was surprisingly easy for a boss fight. You get these little things that give you damage bonuses, and it's just... It's also dull, really. It's just the most dull dungeon crawler I've played. All you have is an attack button, and possibly more than one attack button on some other things, and... Seriously, this is just awfully boring. There's no way to easily dodge attacks. Diablo 3, despite what I might think of what Diablo 3 did, being able to dodge attacks the way you could made that game entirely more enjoyable than it looked at first glance. And, man, this is just so... honestly, so unbelievably dull, just standing there tapping the X button and hoping that you don't get hit from strange collision boxes. It's not an interesting set of moves, at least not until you get past Quest 3, and by Quest 2, I was already bored out of my mind with both these characters. And this is actually Quest 2, so, you know, I was bored out of my mind pretty much straight away. So it's kind of hard to actually get anything done here, but I just have to tank the hits and hope I get a health potion spawn. No health potions in this game either, by the way. No potions, no anything. Well, they drop as pickups, really, but I mean, I don't count them as potions, I just count them as pickups. I'll just take this, I guess. You can hit things for gold, and there are walls that you can break, but to find things like chests, but I've only found like one, and that was completely by accident. I'm not sure if they have a visual flare to them or anything, but if there is a flare to them, I sure haven't found it. You can actually lure monsters into traps, but that's just slow and takes a really, really long amount of time. And the items themselves aren't that great either. It's just not entertaining to grind, especially when, especially when you've got something along the lines of a... When your upgrade system works on the lines of you being reset back to level 1 at the beginning of every quest that you do, and therefore you just have to be constantly leveling up, it just loses any sort of luster that it had. I can understand how this might work on a mobile phone, but I'm really not a fan of just the way this works, to tell you the truth. It's just dull. It really is. It's just, you lose everything, and you constantly have to build back up until you get an even remotely half-decent inventory going. And until then, you're just beating the snot out of everything. Yeah, apparently there were 2 bloody secrets there. I didn't find them, though, unfortunately. Pretty sure my phone just went off, but I don't know. I don't care. Loading times aren't that great either. You have to spend so long just waiting for it. And away we go again. Have you guys even been paying attention to the music? Because the music in this game goes from awfully generic to nearly non-existent with how much you want to pay attention to it. Also, these guys really don't tell you anything of use. See, there's no way to... Well, I mean, you can just circle around him like this, but when you've got lots of enemies coming in, it's just a massive pain in the ass, and it's nowhere near entertaining, really. I mean, imagine doing this about 15 times over, and you have Pocket RPG in a nutshell. It's just dull. Really, really dull. And you think this is bad? Wait until you see the bloody Battle Mage. See, now I'm stuck in a bloody thing here. Let's see what one crappy item I get this time. Damaged Axe of Cunning. Screw it, go in there. Oh, this'll be fun. Like, even that just isn't that satisfying, honestly. It's... The items aren't that great. The movesets are boring as hell. It doesn't look great. It's not visually interesting. Shopkeeper's probably got stuff all. Yeah, it looks like stuff all, basically. So we'll just sell all this crap. You know, I'm gonna just, after this, because this is gonna absolutely suck, after this I'm gonna, swap to the wizard, because I'm keeping you here way too long anyway. It's already been like 15 minutes, and God, I can't imagine how bored you guys are watching this video. It's not a good dungeon crawler. The attacks aren't fun to use, like in any way, shape, or form, because they have no real impact. The looting just isn't that enjoyable because you can tell what you're going to get, when you're going to get something after time. The enemies don't drop anything, they just drop money. And you don't have any sense of accomplishment getting an item because it's never really a good item. Sometimes you get 1 or 2 good items, and then at the end of every quest you have to give them back anyway, so it's like, what's the bloody point? And this area was bonkingly hard to do as a battle mage for some reason. As a battle mage, you do really low amounts of damage unless you charge all your spells, and charging all your spells is the best way to make sure you can't charge many of your spells. Because you run out of mana really bloody fast, and you can't cast your spells fast enough to ward anybody off away from this bloody statue, and yet I'm making it look pretty easy. Okay, so I saved it, and I got how many items? 2? 2. And the items, let's see, that's actually not too terrible. But it's not that great in the attack strength. And a shield aura or 10% knockback. I think I'll go for the... Well, what am I even doing? I said I'd go back to the main menu and play as the battle mage. Because... Guys, this just isn't that fun. It's not that engaging as a dungeon crawler because you have to hand all your shit in once you're done with a quest. No real sense of progression. Those things that you buy before you go into a quest, it just doesn't... Yeah, look at that. I don't even get, like, the first move from this chick until I get to quest 3. Sure, you can do things like learn quicker spells, and you get all the normal stuff down here, and I've equipped better mana regeneration at lower health. And I've bought plenty of stuff here, but still, it's just... It's exactly the same sort of thing with every character. You just go into a level, find some monsters, tap X on them a few times, or as we're about to see with the battle mage, hold the analog stick in their direction a few times. Move on to the next room, do it again, get completely and utterly bored in the process. I swear, it's such a cut down version of a dungeon crawler that it takes all the fun and the soul out of it. Was this really on mobile? Because I can't believe this game was on mobile and, you know, actually did well enough to consider a Vita port, because I don't like this game at all. It's just so dull. It's even worse with the battle mage. So the battle mage has a different set of attacks. It's a little bit more interesting because, at least with things like the elemental powers that she has, it gets a little bit more interesting because you can have things like a split shot and a fireball that actually does like lasting damage and stuff like that, which is slightly more interesting, but wait until you see what combat's like. But yeah, seriously, to fire spells even remotely quickly with this, you have to be just tapping the analog stick in the respective direction. Oh, whoa. See, I don't even... Did any of you see how that could have been a thing? Because I didn't. But then again, I really wasn't paying attention. So yeah, had to hand all my shit in. So let's see. I have to use a... We'll go a rare, torn, odd scroll. But it does a little bit better, so we'll swap it out. And what's this? A flawed stimulating crystal. 3 mana regen. Whatever. It's better than this. Oh yeah, there it is. Ooh, quap. Item. How did that get past the bug testers? Okay. I almost forgot about that. But thankfully the game reminded me of it. So let's go and do some combat with this girl. By the way, this is exactly the same, like, visual theme as the first level, which is a bit weird. I wonder why they would have brought this back, like, so quickly. Why didn't they give me a different, like... item. Why didn't they give me a different theme for like the 3rd level instead of giving the same one they put on me on the 1st? But whatever. This game's got a different bunch of problems. Oh, at least we got different enemies this time, so we got mummies. So, combat with the Battle Mage. Pretty much just tap a direction with the right analog stick and hope that the homing doesn't conk out on you, and hopefully something will get done. It's boring as hell. There are boss monsters at the end of every quest. Or at least the 2 that I've played, there has been. But really, this just isn't interesting to me. I need more in my dungeon crawlers. Dragon's Crown, I really like Dragon's Crown because of the 6 different character classes and how they played so spectacularly differently from each other. This game is just aim your attack in one specific direction and let it fly. Might as well charge up a shot and show off how that works, but doesn't really make that much of a difference. And Dragon's Crown, the loot stayed interesting because, well, obviously you got to keep it, but it also had a lot of different things about it, and you could choose how you wanted to play your characters, and it's just so much better than just try and do a little bit more damage. Is really the only thing that's worthwhile in this. I haven't even noticed any sort of like major knockback differences. Let my mana refresh. Watch out for the tentacles that pop up from the side. It's just, I've played it for about an hour and I'm sick of it already. It's that bloody dull. Most of the time you play the bloody Battle Mage, you just sit around waiting for your health to come back. Not much else you can do. What do you got, shopkeep? I might as well sell my crap. You got nothing I can even remotely afford for some reason. Why put you this early in the level if I don't even have like 200 gold at this point to spend on ya? A broken ring of cunning. Put it on immediately. What does it do? It's 8% of criticals. Great. I really don't like this item system. It just strikes me as really, really stupid. I mean, give in all your items and just use our crappy excuse of an upgrade system to try and level up a little bit faster and get better items quicker. No, that just doesn't sit right with me. It just makes the game that much duller. I wouldn't even like this game on a mobile phone, to be honest. And I own a mobile phone and an Nexus 7. I do have to keep them with me, or at least I have to keep the mobile phone with me. And yeah, I wouldn't even find that fun. It's just find enemies, blast them, get nothing for it except a couple of gold coins, and then just move on and do the same shit again and again and again and again and again. It's not fun. I don't enjoy it. I really don't. It doesn't hook you in any way, shape, or form. I could skip most of these bloody enemies. And I, as a matter of fact, have. Fantastic. Okay, this is a bit of a boss fight, so I guess I can cut the video off after this. It's been 25 fucking minutes. Jesus. Sometimes these bosses go down really easily, sometimes it just takes a bloody age. Like, look at my bloody shots. They are literally circling around this mofo. He died, or at least he teleported, and I got nothing for it. I really, really hate this game. I can't stand it. It's so unbelievably droll. I get no rewards for anything except finding random chests strewn around the place. Procedural generation makes most of the items crap. It isn't hooking me in like any other dungeon RPG. Even that game, what was it called? Dungeon Hunter Alliance by Gameloft, even though it was like not that great, they did so much better of a job than this. They really did. He mentions the spare scroll of Town Portal, but they don't even, there isn't even a Town Portal scroll in this game because there's no bloody town to go to. So that's a reference to something that would make your game better if an actual town existed. 2% shield aura. Yeah, you know what? I'm not even going to go any further. I've wasted enough of your time. Don't buy Pocket RPG. It's not worth the effort. Go get Dragon's Crown. Go get Dungeon Hunter Alliance. Go get anything but this. This has been Blue Maxima playing Pocket RPG, and I'll see you all next time.